All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are on Module 5, Lesson 4. And what we're going to be working on today is we're going to be working on taking a unit fraction that we know and breaking it down into smaller unit fractions. So if you don't already have your red notebook, a pencil, and your body somewhere that you can work, please do that now. Okay, the first thing I'd like you to draw is I'd like you to draw a tape model. We're going to take this tape model, we're going to cut it in half, right straight down the middle. We're going to label 1/2. We could have labeled the whole, but right now we're dealing with 1/2. We want to know what else 1/2 equals. So we're going to say 1/2 equals, and we're going to leave a space there. So to determine what else 1/2 equals, we have to look at this entire model. And so by looking at the entire model, we think, how could we break it up so that every piece was equal? Well, I could cut this piece in half and this piece in half. I could do them both. So now my half encompasses 2 pieces. But what if I'm not done yet? What if I want to see what else it equals? Well, I can cut this chunk in half. Can I stop there? Well, hopefully you said no, because that wouldn't make them all the same. Cut this chunk in half. Ooh, can I stop there? No, because this is much larger than those. Remember, fractions, we have equal size pieces. So I actually have to cut every single one in half. And when I do that, I now see that 1/2 can also equal something having to do with eighths, because that's what I cut it into, eighths. But how many eighths? Well, since I bracketed my half, let's go ahead and find out. 1/8 plus, remember you're writing this down, another eighth plus another eighth plus another eighth. Would I keep going? Well, no, because a half stops right there. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So when I hit equals, how many eighths do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4 eighths. So 1/2 is equal to 4 eighths. I'm going to show you something that you may or may not be ready for. 1 times 4 gives me 4. 2 times 4 gives me 8. I multiply the numerator by 4 and the denominator by 4. All right, let's go ahead and do another. I'm going to erase. You need to find a new page or a spot on the current page. What if I told you that I wanted you to cut this piece into thirds? Zoop, zoop, as best you can, not perfect. And shade in 1/3. And then label 1/3. Go ahead and make sure you have that. From here, I want to know what 1/3 equals. What does 1/3 equal? Well, if I take my piece and I cut it in half, oh look, it equals 1/2. Oh, hopefully you said no, Mrs. Barnes, because if this gets cut in half, this entire whole we need to do the same thing for. So I cut this piece in half and this piece in half. Oh, how many pieces do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 pieces, so it'd be 6. Or I could cut each of them in half again. I'm not going to, but I could. So this piece is not worth 1/2. He's worth 1 out of 6 total pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this piece is also worth 1/6. So 1/3 is the same as 1/6 plus 1/6. Or, hopefully you said 2/6. 1/3 equals 2/6. Just like I showed you before, 1 times 2 is 2, and 3 times 2 is 6. They're multiplied by the same exact number, numerator and denominator. All right, we're going to do one more. If you need longer on this one, pause now. All right, Mrs. Barnes is going to erase this. We're going to go a little backwards. I'm going to tell you that something is equivalent to something else, and you're going to have to prove it. So let's say 3/5 is equivalent to 9/15. You have to prove it. And here's how you prove it. You take your first piece of the fraction, the one that's with a smaller denominator or smaller numerator, and you create it. So let's make 3/5. Do your best. About there, about there, about there. Not bad. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. That's my denominator. It's my total number of pieces. I'm going to shade in my numerator. The pieces that are shaded is the top number. 3/5. And I'm going to label this 3/5. Somehow I have to turn this into 15ths. Holy cats-a-rolly. Go ahead and pause while you think about that. All right, hopefully you determined that if I cut each one of these into 3, because 3 times 5 is 15, then I would be good to go. So let's check. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15. I now have 15 pieces because 5 times 3 is 15. So now how many are shaded in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 3 times 3 is indeed 9. So I have just proven that they are equal, just by cutting it up. I needed to know how I got from 5 to 15, and I knew 5 times 3 equaled 15. All right, we're going to do another one that's just a hair easier. Pause if you need to. Now remember, I should be seeing all this stuff in your notebook. Let's do this. Let's prove that 2/3 is equivalent to 4/6. I have to prove it or disprove it, say it doesn't work. 2/3, 4/6. So again, we make the fraction that has the smaller numerator and denominator. So I'm going to cut it into thirds. Thirds. I'm going to shade in 2. 1, 2. So I have to ask myself, I need to turn them into sixths. Well, how do I get from 3 to 6? Hopefully you said times 2. So I'm going to cut this in half, and cut this in half, and cut this in half. Do I have 6 pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I do. So how many are shaded in now? 1, 2, 3, 4. I just proved that 2/3 is equal or equivalent to 4/6. And you could check it this way. 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. All right, go ahead and work on your problem set with a partner who is also done. Good luck.